Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday, everybody. What is going on? We got David and Eric. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey. Happy Monday. How are y'all doing today? How late am I? I'm 1 minute behind you guys. Hey, Eric, what is going on? Look who joined us today. Look who decided to join us today.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ooh, that's so sexy. Look at me. Yep, that's me, baby. What's going on, folks?
Hey, David, what is going on?
David, Eric,
and David. David and Eric and David. We got a third person, but they're a silent viewer. It's okay. We enjoy the silent viewers too. Oh, we jumped up to 7. What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Don't forget, you guys come in the room, give us a thumbs up. Please give us a thumbs up. We're trying to keep pushing out these Monday night lives. Tonight, I think I'm going to do what I did last week, which was do a reaction video. We'll share a video. I haven't watched this one. I was a little disappointed with the videos from last week. Universe, what's going on? How you doing? How you been?
Hey, Universe. How are you?
What's hey, good? Stacy.
Stacy in the building.
Yeah, Stacy. We got Universe.
We got everybody.
Everybody.
We got 12 viewers all together.
We appreciate y'all. 12 viewers. We appreciate the 2 viewers. We appreciate 1 viewer. Are you looking at the back of my head? We appreciate anybody. Oh, my braid.
Oh, this braid thing.
My rope braid. He's picking up my rope braid on the side of my head. I can put one in yours too if you want.
No.
Okay.
My hair's too long for that.
So how you guys doing? You guys ready to react to another slap ham video? I was so disappointed in last week's videos. I haven't watched any of his videos in a while. So I don't know what these videos are about. Me and Mike, neither of us have seen these videos. So y'all ready? Here we go. You ready?
User Renee Yorovi, a nurse working the night shift at a local hospital, shared an unsettling experience. During a quiet night, she and a colleague began hearing some strange noises. Curious and slightly unnerved, she decided to film the area to see if she could capture anything unusual. Take a look at what was caught.
¡Ey! Váyanse de aquí, ahorita voy a prender un incienso. Se les acabó el chistecito.
Who is that? You see that?
Watching that again, in the far corner, a dark silhouette of a person can be seen standing motionless. What makes the footage even more unsettling is that neither of the nurses seemed to notice the figure at the time. Given the hospital setting, many viewers were quick to speculate that the shadowy figure could be the spirit of a former patient who passed away in this very hospital. The idea that the video might have captured a ghost has left viewers both spooked and fascinated, with the clip quickly going viral. So could this be evidence of lingering spirits in the hospital, or is there another explanation for the mysterious figure in the corner? Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below.
Steven here says, I'm so glad I didn't skip that YouTube ad because my last check from Audible was life-changing. My name is Christian Mickelson, and we help everyday people grow their income.
We got ads, sorry guys.
Homeowner Della D, known on social media as Della Dawson, recently experienced a chilling encounter in the early hours of the morning. At 4:16 a.m, her Ring doorbell security system captured unsettling footage of an unknown woman at the front door.
Hello, everybody.
The mysterious visitor is behaving oddly, peering through the glass door into the home as if searching for something or someone.
I think people that show up at people's house like that, they're high on
Della, who slept through the entire incident, was alarmed when she reviewed the footage the following morning. The woman was a complete stranger and Della had never seen her around the neighbourhood before. The eerie encounter has left her feeling uneasy and she shared the video online as a warning to others to remain vigilant. A chilling piece of footage has surfaced from a man living in Indonesia who captured something unsettling while boarding a plane at Juanda International Airport back in 2020. The uploader, who was the first passenger to board the plane that day, decided to record his experience as he walked through the empty cabin. But as he moves down the aisle, the camera catches something that's left viewers baffled. A mysterious figure or presence seems to peek out from behind one of the seats to his right. The uploader insists that the plane was completely empty at the time of recording, leaving many to wonder what exactly is being caught on camera here. This eerie incident has sparked a wave of speculation, with some suggesting the possibility of a supernatural encounter, while others remain skeptical, believing it could be a simple optical illusion or even someone playing a prank. Whatever the explanation, the footage continues to captivate and creep out those who have seen it. So what do you think's been caught here on this empty plane?
Very calculated in my decisions on how to handle this.
A homeowner who goes by the TikTok username Beard and Josh has been documenting a series of unsettling encounters that have left viewers disturbed. According to Josh, he's been experiencing something strange involving his neighbour's child, who was taken to standing eerily still in his front yard for unusually long periods of time. In one particularly chilling instance, captured by his Ring doorbell security camera, Josh noticed that the child had been standing in his yard, motionless, for over 30 minutes. Concerned, he decided to approach the boy to see if everything was all right. This is the footage.
Based on the Ring camera footage, he's been here for about 35 minutes now. Let's see if we can get the creepy neighbor kid. Okay.
Despite Josh's repeated attempts to engage with the boy, asking if he's okay or where his parents are, the child remains silent, staring straight ahead without moving.
He's been standing here, staring at me in the same spot.
The bizarre nature of the incident sparked a wave of comments, with viewers demanding to know more about the strange situation.
You okay? Are you okay?
In a follow-up clip, Josh provided additional details. The boy is around 10 to 11 years old and lives 7 or 8 houses away. This strange behaviour isn't an isolated event. The child reportedly comes to Josh's yard about once a week, each time staying for an unnervingly long duration. Despite the oddity of the situation, Josh has yet to involve the police, though he has attempted to speak with the boy's parents. So far, nothing has come of these conversations, leaving many to wonder what might be going on in the child's life that leads him to such strange behaviour. As the footage continues to circulate online, viewers remain captivated by the mystery, eager for any updates that might shed light on this unsettling situation.
Do your parents know you're out here? Hello.
Ollie and Anna seemed so perfect. And what people didn't know was she was screaming for help.
All right, guys. So what is up? Mike wants to talk about a few of the videos that we just watched.
What man was the child?
The child.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the child video. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Do you think that was is he wearing pants? He was wearing like some little fuzzy looking pants.
Yeah, some type of costume.
Looked like he had on a costume.
Yeah.
Definitely had on a mask.
Well,
I think it could have just been the kid just trying to freak out a neighbor.
well, here's my take on it, because he didn't show actually how long the kid was standing out. He just is saying the camera said he was standing out there for 34 minutes.
Hey, Catherine. Sorry. Mike's gotta go. I think he's got having a muscle spasm. Could have mental health issues. He could possibly. He could possibly. Who else did we see come in the room? We got Tina, Wendy, Stacy, Miss CG, Miss Camelia. Thank you guys for joining our live. We appreciate y'all. Let me go check on Mike and make sure he's okay real quick. What's wrong? Is it could be sitting in a chair?
I don't know.
All right, y'all. Mike's good. He's good. He's good. Yeah, he could, the kid could have some type of mental problem, or he just could be trying to scare out his neighbor. So let's see what's been going on with you guys this weekend, this lovely Labor Day. Did y'all do anything great? Relax. I've been busy since the moment I woke up till about what was it, 8:30 when I started the live, or started putting up the live. Oh my goodness. Universe. Definitely pray for you. Yeah, he got a muscle spasm in his arm. You know them old man pains. He just got a muscle spasm. You didn't labor at all, Tina? Right? What is Labor Day? Is that like excuse my ignorance. Is Labor Day the day you're supposed to rest and relax, right? When he spent time with the grandbabies. That's nice. Okay. Went to the Miami car show. Was it hot? I bet it was hot down there. It rained it rained on and off in our area. Like scattered showers everywhere. Yes, Miss CJ. That's all that is. David did hamburgers and hot dogs and potato salad. Nice. I cooked yesterday on the grill, so I wouldn't have to today. So we did actually eat leftover barbecue today. Yeah. Yes, ma'am, Miss Camellia. Eric did hamburger and fries. The car show was inside, thank God. Oh, that's nice. AC car show. I think so, Miss Tina. I think so. Yeah, it's been scattered showers everywhere. And the lightning has been crazy around here lately. Like the lightning is coming down with the rain and it's aiming straight for the ground. I was headed to St. Pete on Monday or last week, actually. Last Monday. And I was stuck in traffic. The lightning hit the light post right next to my car. So I was thankful it didn't get any closer. And my girlfriend's car got fried too by the lightning. Tina said, feel better, Superman. You just got to stretch out those muscles. Stretch out those Superman muscles. So we stopped the video so you could talk about Satnam's video about the kids standing by the tree. or even the first video with that shadow standing in the corner. That was pretty creepy. That could have been somebody though, just standing there playing still. Camellia said my 73-year-old chef made ribs so tender it melts in my mouth. Oh, that was so nice of him, Camellia. Her 73-year-old chef. Her husband.
Oh.
Her husband. I'm Chef Boyardee.
You gotta hush while I tell him what you did yesterday.
Guys, I'm normally Chef Boyardee.
She burns stuff.
And yesterday I was just on everything was burning. I don't know why. I was so good. I prepped everything. I cut up all my vegetables. I peeled my potatoes for my potato salad. I was boiling my eggs. I seasoned my meat. I let that marinate for a while. I was good. I started the grill up. And then just one by one, things were cooking too fast. That's what it was. Miss Camellia says she likes burnt. A lot of people like burnt.
I don't.
Hey, Deb. We are doing good. How you doing? Deb said, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How y'all doing?
What's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong? Your energy's down there.
So what?
Mike's energy's down here.
There's some little pain, that's all. Yeah.
Hey, Danielle. Daniel. How you guys doing tonight? So do we have anybody in the room tonight that would like to share a story with us? Yeah, that's how I felt yesterday, Wendy. I burnt the bottom of my ribs. I burnt my rice. That was all I burnt. Mike said my potato salad was too white.
They didn't have enough mustard in it.
I didn't put mustard in my potato salad, is what he meant by that. But I wasn't in the mood for like a mustardy potato salad. But it had all the vegetables in it.
It don't taste the same.
It had the pickle relish, the onions,
It don't
celery.
taste the same without the mustard.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, Deb.
Well, I feel okay this season. Just pain here and there. It's all good.
It's
part of life.
Growing pains. He's getting old.
Everybody get old. One
It's
day
just
at a time.
growing pains.
1 second at a time.
Yeah, he said my potato salad was too white.
It didn't have enough mustard in it.
Just the mustard. I was missing the mustard. I know, Miss Chameleon said, you need mustard.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. I look at it, I was like, what is this? We should have had mashed potatoes.
Whatever. It did not look like mashed potatoes.
What
It didn't
look like mashed
It didn't
potatoes.
even taste
It
like
didn't even
mashed
look like
potatoes.
potato salad
Mashed
either.
potatoes ain't got chopped up chunks of potatoes in it. Man, I like my potato salad was mushy.
I didn't say it was mushy. Gotta have that. Oh, and why didn't you put mustard? Because you didn't feel like having mustard?
I don't know. I don't know. I told you I gave up. After my food started burning, I just was done. I was ready to be done. And it's Mike's fault because Mike the day before was watching Barbecue Pitmasters or something like that.
Pitmaster was, it was a barbecue.
One of those barbecue competition shows. And he had me all hyped to cook on the barbecue grill because I seen all these people prepping and cooking. So I'm like, oh, I'm a prep and cook on the grill tomorrow. And that's what I did. And I failed. It's been a while. I'm going to give myself some credit because it's been a while.
They was not tender like they usually do.
It's okay.
Did you even wrap them?
I did because after they burnt, I just wrapped them up. I ain't
It
even.
was too late.
I just wrapped them up.
See, if I would have been here,
Oh, okay. Miss Mill has to go put her sweetheart to bed. That's so sweet.
That's so sweet.
Aww.
I want somebody to put me to bed.
Universe had to go finish her Hennessy and her Red Bull.
That's
Okay. Taking shots.
Who said that?
Universe.
Universe. I wouldn't do it to Red Bull. Try
wouldn't,
it.
you said?
No, because it's a crasher. Red Bull is gonna make you crash. So you need to try. I'm gonna tell you what to try it with now. Take it from a person that drinks like every weekend. Try it with C4. Yeah.
Oh, C4, the energy drink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Words is in the building. What's going on, Mario? How you doing? Wendy said, when I was about 5 years old, I lived in a 2-story house with a basement. We had an attic. Let me just share this on the screen. We had an attic. It was a huge attic. So my mom made it a playroom. I would play with a little boy and girl up there that only you could see, right, Wendy? She said she'd been drinking like that for years.
When I used to drink with Red Bull and wake up in the morning, I'd be like so tired, so exhausted. It just like, even when I used to drink Red Bull, when it crashed, it just puts me to sleep. But quick question, Wendy, what do you feel about that when a child talks about their imaginary friend? You think that could be a spirit? Or do you think it's just that they have imaginary friends?
If you guys want to join our live and come in and actually share your story, you can do that. You don't have to be, your face don't have to be up on the camera if you don't want it to be. Mike thought, actually, we were talking over the last live last week with Mario and Miss CG. She wasn't on the live.
Oh, she wasn't on the
live. No, Miss CG wasn't on the live, but he was thinking about maybe like doing not like a conversing over paranormal events or things that people have experienced or certain ways people feel, because when you talk about the paranormal, there's so many different avenues that people go and people feel a certain type of way about paranormal.
Yeah, me personally, I think when it comes down to the paranormal, everybody has their own ways they think about it, and how they feel about it. Not saying everybody's way is wrong or right, but it's just how that individual feel about, the paranormal.
Right.
And, what people think that a spirit is, because everybody have their own opinion, so my thing was, if we can have this discussion on what makes a person feel the way they feel about paranormal. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people use the Bible for example that talks about that type of stuff, and then a lot of people use their own personal experiences to talk about that type of stuff. So I would like to conversate, you know, and explain why you feel the way you feel about paranormal, and even with spirits, what makes a spirit a
What's
spirit?
up,
You know what I
Mario?
mean? Make what make
What's up?
things.
How you doing today?
Love you guys. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey,
Gladys
how
want
you
to say hi.
doing?
No, Gladys does want to say hi.
Say hey to the wifey.
Where is she?
Hey,
She's
there she is, right
Hello.
there.
How you doing?
She's sitting off
All
to the
right.
side.
What's
She
up,
was
Mike?
What's up?
Yeah,
What's up, mister?
she's
How are
shy.
you?
She's shy.
She
Okay.
shy.
Yeah, she's shy. Hey, listen, I want to talk about two things tonight. Number
Okay.
one, about children having imaginary friends. That's number
Okay.
one. And number two, today I had a discussion, believe it or not, with somebody. And the person thinks they're, smarter than, you know, what they really think they are. But, you got to, help them along. So this person says to me, ghosts do not exist. Ghosts are only in your mind. It's an imaginary thing because we live in an electrical field, and the in this electrical field, in the air, is where everything gets manifested in a frequency that you only see ghosts in your mind. And then he tried to use of hypnosis, a guy that does hypnosis on people, and how he makes people believe what they think they're hearing. So I said to him, okay, I'm going to play the advocate. So I said, okay, so if spirits and ghosts don't exist and it only exists in your mind, in the spiritual realm, what do you call when you have photographs, audio recordings, video recordings, and activity witnessed by more than one? If five of us are in a room and we all witness something, that's five different minds. That's not
Right.
just one. And we have evidence in audio, evidence in video, evidence in photograph. And according to life theory, it's not in the mind, it exists. So the
Right.
person's still quiet because, I played the advocate. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, we got to make ourselves, slow and then come out with the proof. It can't be in our minds because we have evidence. Maybe in the 1920s, ghosts don't exist in the 30s, but in today's society, with all these cameras all over the place, even on ring cameras, even on surveillance cameras, weird things happen. Now, on the topic of imaginary friends, that is a spirit. So what happens is a lot of people don't understand this because I don't know, you guys probably know me by now. I'm a very, very spiritual person. Biblically, I am very spiritual. And in the spiritual realm, I will tell you what happens is these spirits are walking around. They can't play that stuff with us because we're adults. So what they do is, remember this, a child younger than 9 years old has no malice, has no evil, no malice, no ill will. It's a pure soul, it's a pure spirit. So the child is so innocent that it cannot distinguish between what is real and what is not real because they're innocent. So the spirit befriends them for many years. Some start with this imaginary friend from 3 years old to 7 years old. Oh, look at so and so. He's hungry. Mom, can you make a plate for him? What's he wearing? It gives you a full description of what he's wearing, what he looks like, what his first name is, what his last name is. So, how does the spirit detach from this child? Well, when the child becomes an adolescent, an age of 10 through 15, now the child knows what it's real in the real realm and could distinguish what's in the spiritual realm. So what happens with that spirit, it starts moving away from the child. It doesn't hang around that much anymore. It doesn't visit that much anymore. And then when you're 25 years old, your mom's telling you, hey, Mike, remember Bobby, your friend, that he would come over at 9 o'clock at night and you said he was sleeping over, and you're like, what are you talking about, Mom? Oh my God, you had this imaginary friend for 5 years. You should have seen, your brother was talking to him just to entertain you because you were actually seeing what you were seeing. But your mind had to get downloaded and erased from that spirit that was attached to you. In some countries, they call it a monitoring spirit that attaches to you temporarily because it wants to feel alive again. It wants to feel acknowledged. It wants to be heard. So, yes, it is a spirit with imaginary friends and children. And it actually moves away from them between the age of 10 through 15. They're gone. No remnants, no nothing. Like gone like a ghost. But when they were around between the age of 3 and 9, oh, your kid would play with him or her for hours, give you full description, tell you how old they are, or maybe how old close to what they are, what they look like. They give you full detail as if they were talking to a solid being. So remember, those are spirits. And those spirits, it's easier for them to attach to a child because remember, when you have no malice, no evil in you, no evil thoughts, no evil intent, and you're a pure soul, they could reach out to you. They could get your attention. They could get your trust. Every child that has an imaginary friend, that imaginary friend has been a best friend, not an enemy. Think about that. Think about that. The child embraces that spirit. But as adults, we got to shrug it off our shoulders because we continue not to see things with our spiritual eyes, only with our human eyes. And that's why everything goes past us and we don't see what's in front of us. But, not all of us are tuned the same way, but it's always good to learn off each and every one of us. Like the video you guys put the other day with that shadow figure went across the crack of the door. My mind went, okay, in that time frame, that door was 7 feet tall because that's how tall they made doors back in that time frame in Victorian homes. So that shadow figure had to be between 6 feet and 6 feet 4 inches tall because I freeze framed it. That was a great shot. That was a great shot. That just went straight across the crack. It exists,
Oh yeah.
you know? I don't just look at the video. I was like, wow, that had to be between 6'2" and 6'4" because that's a 7 foot door. It exists. You guys had it. It was in your video. I saw it. It wasn't somebody hiding behind the door. It wasn't a reflection of the window frame. It was what it was, but we can't explain
And
it.
going back to what the little girl said in the beginning, when she took the piece of stone or wall from the house, she said the lady, she would see a lady in her closet and she was really tall. Like she'd always come to her, she'd see her and she was really tall. She said tall
No
enough
way.
to like the doorway in her closet. That's how tall she was. That's
Well,
in the
I'm gonna
beginning
be.
of yeah.
Was that the lady talking in the car?
Yeah, yeah. She was talking to her daughter. Her little girl was saying that after they left the house, she took a piece of the plaster from the
Okay,
house.
I'm gonna be a little honest with you. I skipped that part because I wanted to get to you guys.
It's
Okay,
okay.
so don't
It's
get
okay.
mad that I fast forward the video. I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm done with this talking. I want to get to the game.
If you go back
Okay,
to that part, her and her little
okay,
daughter are having a conversation, and they are headed back to that house so she can have her daughter put that stuff back where she got it from, because she said it didn't start up until she took that stuff from the house. Is when
Wow.
things are happening in their house.
Now
So
listen to what you just told me. You just told me what's called a confirmation. You gave me a confirmation. I did not see the beginning of the video because I wanted to get to you guys. I saw the lady driving the car and she was talking. I was like, no, we got to get to the game. Let's go. So I went straight to the game. So I missed that part. So look at the valuable information you gave me, right?
mhm,
And look at the way I analyzed in my mind by freeze framing it, because I know about Victorian homes because my situation, and I know back then the doors were 7 feet, not 6'5". They were 7 feet tall. So I said, okay, if that's a Victorian home, which is, a plantation home, same door layout, that's a 7 foot door. So that thing had to be between 6'2" and 6'4". That shadow, because when I stopped the frame, I was like, okay, that's about 5-inch difference. I'm like, wow, that's a pretty tall person.
right,
So you see, there's no
yeah,
such thing as coincidence.
right,
And I don't think too many of your viewers would tell you, wow, that's about 6'2", 6'4", because I freeze framed it.
right,
Because there's more to just capturing it. There's
mhm,
information. Yes, we know it's a shadow. We know it went across, but we need to get as much information as possible. That's a 7 foot door. This is the height.
right,
You
yeah,
know, we have to, and then look at the beginning of the video. You just gave me information I didn't know. The
yeah,
child said that the lady was very tall.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Yeah, it was a little creepy because I didn't know the I knew it when I first wanted to go. I never looked up the history again. And I even tried to find like you know, if anyone passed away in the home or anything, but they don't always have that stuff on file. So you probably
No, and
probably have to go to the actual town itself and look it up in their archives.
oh yeah, yeah. Libraries are great for that.
Yeah,
Library. And if they
right.
have a slide machine, even better.
Oh yeah.
A quick question. How old was the child when she took that piece from the home?
I'm just estimating. I don't know. She looked like she was between 8 and 11.
Yeah, that's about the right age for spirits. Spirits
Yeah,
like them. Spirits like them young, underneath 9, because they haven't hit that plateau. Like
right,
a child is so innocent. A child does not know the difference between good and evil. You know what I'm
right,
saying? A child
right.
that has no malice.
Hmm.
Now, if the spirit appears to the child as a demon, believe me, that child will tell you that there's a monster underneath the bed. That child will tell you there's a monster in the closet, you
Right.
know,
Hmm.
because now that child is being frightened by it, you know, which any spirit that frightens a person is not a good spirit. Any spirit that makes you sick is not a good spirit. Those are demonic spirits. Innocent spirits make friendships with the living, the children, because that's how they get entertained. That's how they feel alive again. You know, it is what it is. You know, there's so much in this world that we just overlook. You know, and like the Bible says, the kingdom is within you. You know, what do you need to do first? Be born again. I'm not preaching. You know what I'm saying? It's basic things. Jesus was talking about the spiritual realm, the spirit, the human spirit. You know, the
Hmm.
flesh doesn't resurrect, it's the spirit. And some of these spirits are just roaming because they have unfinished business. It was something traumatic for them, or who knows, maybe their faith and their belief wasn't as strong. It's an attachment, you know?
Hmm.
But I like what you guys do.
Well, I appreciate it, Mario.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
I think when it comes down to kids, and I didn't hear everything because I had to take my dog outside. But when
I'm gonna pull this back up. I'm gonna pull this back up while Mike goes over, because I know you and Miss CG were having the talking the other day too. Is that what you
Oh,
were
yeah.
gonna say?
No, go ahead, Mike.
I was reading what Miss CG had.
She said just because a child has an imaginary friend doesn't always mean it's an attachment. Maybe for some, but not for all. Also, it's not always friendly. Some spirits cause hell for children. It just varies.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
No.
That's what I was. Matter of fact, that's what I was going to
Just
say. I
because
don't
a
think.
child has an imaginary friend doesn't
I don't
always
think.
mean
I don't
it's an
think all
attachment.
spirits.
Okay, so let me ask you something. This is where I am so much of a truthful person that my Jersey side comes out, and sometimes people take it the wrong way. You cannot be double-minded. Here, I'm gonna show you something, and then I'm gonna show you the clarity in the other end. Just because a child has an imaginary friend doesn't always mean it's an attachment. Look for key words. It doesn't always mean it's an attachment. Okay, let's say I agree with you. You're absolutely right. Imaginary friends doesn't always mean it's a spiritual attachment. Okay, so why is Bobby still hanging around Mike in his bedroom for 4.5 years?
Right.
Sometimes for 5 years,
That don't
sometimes for 6 years,
that don't mean
sometimes for 7 years.
that don't mean is that don't mean it is an attachment. Because
Okay,
when
so
you
Mike, Mike,
think about
Mike, 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 listen to me. If you have an imaginary friend hanging out with you in your bedroom, playing
that
with you for 7 years,
mean it's
that's an
attachment.
attachment.
No, I disagree. I think me personally, I think attachment is something that's going to pretty much follow you until you get rid of it. That's an attachment.
No,
You,
because
it's just like having a friend. It's just like having a friend. If me and you friends,
uh-huh.
and we hang out every day. That don't mean that we're attached. You understand
Now,
what I'm
no,
saying?
no, no,
Because all we have to do is turn around and walk away from one another. So
exactly.
attachment is something that gets a hold of you and stays with you until you get rid of it. That's an attachment.
But
That's why it's called attachment.
okay, but wait. Once you have something visiting you 365 days, anywhere between a 4 year and a 7 year lifespan, right? That's an attachment. Now, key word here, it only attaches to children, but the child doesn't detach from the spirit. The spirit itself detaches from the child before the child gets to the age about 10 through 15. Like that, there's no recollection
Yeah,
of the spirit.
I still wouldn't call it attachment. Like I
Okay,
said,
listen,
now,
listen,
if
listen.
like I said,
I go hang out in your house with you every
mhm,
single day, 365 days a year for
mhm,
4 years, 7 years, 5 years, 3 years. I'm attached to you. I'm an
that's
umbilical
not
cord.
enemies can hang around you that long.
He's attached.
Think about it. Enemies can hang around you that long. That don't make them attached to you. Just because something is with you, that don't mean that it loves you or want to be attached to you.
I know that, but these spirits
Oh,
are
gee, that
attached.
proves it.
But these
That
spirits
proves
are attached.
just because something around you, that don't mean it's attached to you.
Listen, anything that's next to me for 7 years hanging out with me, it's attached to me.
That don't mean
That
it's
doesn't
attached.
give me a break. That doesn't give me a break. It's
That don't
attached to
mean
me.
it's attached to you. That
Okay,
don't mean
listen. If I get a bracelet on my wrist and I'm wearing that bracelet for 7 years, it's attached to me.
that's
Whether
different.
whether whether
That's a
whether
different
I
thing.
leave or it leaves, it's an attachment.
You know what? It's attached to you until you take it off, right? Think
Yeah,
about that.
but
Think about that for a
yeah,
minute. Think about
yeah.
that for a minute. It's attached to you until you take it off, right? So
Or
that's
it
an attachment. You
or
see the
it
difference?
leaves.
That's an
Yeah,
attachment. But if
yeah.
somebody's hanging out with you, they're not attached to you.
As
You see what
long
I'm
as you're
saying?
as long as you're
When something grabs a hold of you, and you
Mhm.
have to physically get it removed, that's an attachment.
Okay.
It's like
So
that
what
bracelet.
happened?
It's like the bracelet. You had to physically take that off.
Okay,
Attachment.
so what do you call a child with an imaginary friend that the child entertains for 5 to 7 years, what do you call that?
That's not attachment. See, I'm gonna give you a prime
Huh?
example. I could look at a movie for 5, 7 years. That don't mean I'm attached to that movie. I can hang out with somebody or go fishing. That don't mean I'm attached to that thing. In order for something to be attached to you, it's got to be a hold of you. You understand what I'm saying? That's an attachment.
I know, but it's a spirit. We're talking in the spiritual realm.
It's
That
just,
spirit is attached to
either
the
way,
child.
either way you look at it, it's got to be a hold of you. So if that spirit is attached to me, you know what? That means it's attached to me. And the only way that spirit gonna get off of me, either it want to leave or I have to physically get it removed through prayer or whatever it takes to get it removed. That's an attachment.
Okay, all right. I mean, as long as a child continues to feed the spirit will be attached. As long as a child entertains the spirit will be attached. As long as the child looks at it, sees it, conversates with it, gets information from it, it's an attachment.
Like I say, that I kind of disagree with the attachment part. It could be there, but that don't mean it's attached to him or to that child. Because if it was attached to that child and wanted to be with that child regardless, if that child done came into knowledge of it, it's still going to be around because it's attached to that child.
But
You see what
here's
I'm
the
saying?
pattern.
So that individual, we have to physically get it removed.
But here's the pattern with. But here's the key pattern for all the children that had imaginary friends. The spirit leaves before they realize it wasn't real.
But here's the question: how
The
do you know?
spirit walks away.
How do you know that? Though? You're assuming that. We don't know if a child with a imaginary friend is a spirit or not, because it could be just a child's thing as they're coming up. Some of it might be, but not all.
Well, I'm not
You know
a
what I'm saying?
psychologist, so I can't answer that because I'm not a psychologist there.
Right.
Now we're going into the psyche, you know?
Right.
Like here's an example. Like my grandmother told me this. Multiple personalities. Let's say the word multiple personalities. My name is Mario. I only speak 2 languages, Spanish and English. I have stigmatism in both eyes. I've been wearing glasses since the age of 7. But suddenly, when I become Francis in one of my multiple personalities, my vision is 20/20. I don't wear glasses. I see perfect, like I've never had stigmatism. And suddenly, I speak French fluent, and I never studied French. That a French person says, I understand everything he's saying. Well, he never took a French class in his life. And as a matter of fact, he doesn't even wear glasses anymore. But when I go back to my personality, my real identity, I have to put on my glasses immediately because I can't see. Everything's blurry. People say, dude, you speak French. I've never spoke French in my life. No, dude, you spoke French. The French even understood you. Multiple personalities. In some cases, if you believe in the spiritual realm, they'll tell you it's a state of possession. If you're a therapist, a psychiatrist, they'll tell you it's schizophrenia and they'll put you on Zoloft. You know what I'm saying? So it's how you see it. But then again, if it's a mental psyche, you still need your glasses in whatever personality you may be because you can't see. Nobody cannot change the human eye. But when you're someone else, you got 20/20 vision. You speak another language. You used to always write with your right hand, but in that personality, you write perfect script with your left hand. So is it a spiritual thing? If you look at it in a spiritual way, there is, you know, no answer for it. If the psychological way, give them pills. It's multiple personality, schizophrenic. Yeah, but if he is, how does he write perfect with his left hand? He's been righty for 57 years. He's been wearing glasses for 42 years. He only speaks 2 languages. He's speaking 3 languages, one that he never even studied. There's so much in the spiritual realm and in our minds that we cannot even grasp.
I agree. I agree 100%.
So you guys need to continue doing what you're doing. Turn over every rock, and let's try to get as much information as we can.
I agree.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's my intention. That's what I want. You know what I mean? That's why I do this. You know, a lot of people, you know, it's a hobby for us, but it's an important hobby. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to know, first of all, what happens after death. I know I probably never understand until I die. You know what I'm saying? That's the only real evidence we're gonna have. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, I really want to know. You know what I'm saying? We don't call, you know, all types of, you know, paranormal stuff, and you, even regardless of how much you catch, we still know that we won't know the answer until if our time to die. That's all.
Now, Mike, you go to the cemetery a lot. Do
Mm-hmm.
you know where the world's richest treasures are buried? The world's richest treasures are buried in the cemetery. Next time you go to the cemetery, just close your eyes and imagine how many people were great musicians that never became famous buried there.
Oh
How
yeah.
many people were great writers? How many people were great painters that never became famous? They took those treasures with them,
Oh yeah.
you know? So all the true treasures of life are buried there, you
Well, you
know?
know what? Sometimes, but see, I believe in reincarnation. You understand? I believe in reincarnation, and I think sometimes life repeats itself. And you
It
have,
does.
if you pay attention to the things that what these young kids and babies are doing now, and the knowledge they have, the only real way you can look at that and say, you know what, they had to be here before. You know what I'm saying? They was reincarnated. They was totally somebody else at one time. Especially you get little kids playing drums like, you know, like craziness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Singing and just doing stuff that only adults will be doing. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's
yep.
a form of reincarnation. They was here before.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because you're absolutely right. The human being, the mind has been so advanced. I don't know if you're noticing. You go back 7 years ago, 8 years ago, phones were slower than they are today. You know, technology is moving faster than the human being. You know, it's like humans are trying to catch up to technology, whether it's in your car, whether it's in your home, whether it's at your job. The human, if you go back, the Wright brothers, 130 years ago, they only flew 18 feet off the ground. Planes are going 57,000 feet.
Right.
I mean, that's that's a big jump. Where did these thoughts come from? Now, you could get an IT guy, a computer guy, and take your computer right now, disassemble it. He could tell everyone where you've been, what you have searched, what you have downloaded in a heartbeat. But you know what's one amazing thing? God gave us computers in our brains. And any doctor will open up your brain to find out where your thoughts have been, what you've downloaded, what you've seen, what you remembered. They can't
Right. I agree.
because you are a computer that could never be broken into. Your brain, no one could ever discover any of your searches, any of your thoughts, any of your talents. It's a treasure, you
Right.
know? So we're living in some strange times. I mean, sometimes I go out there and I'm like, wow, it feels like life is moving faster than what I'm living.
Right. Right.
You know, life just feels shorter, you
Yeah.
know?
The older you get, the faster it goes.
You
And
know,
I
and
Hey, don't say that.
and-
I don't know.
you know, and we should be living life now, you know what I'm saying? Being in the light, being the energy that we are, because we're electrons, you know, we're energy, we're electricity,
Exactly.
and the light is in us, you know. We just we just have to slow it down. Sometimes life looks better at 5 miles an hour because you could smell the flowers.
can take things in. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this constant rush in life. Nobody smells the flowers anymore.
Mhm.
You know, nobody sees the value of life. That's why there's so many murders, so many reckless car accidents, so much evil, because we're living in evil times.
Yeah.
Not like biblical, the Armageddon's coming. No, look around. Everybody feels like they're entitled. Everybody feels people are carrying a heavy burden on them, and is
Mhm.
manifesting in life. So, are we gonna go to the next caller?
No, you good? You okay? Do we
We
got?
don't have
Yeah,
another
we don't have
color.
nobody else.
We have you.
Yeah.
Anybody else watching? So, multiple personalities, according to my grandmother, it's a state of possession. Because no matter what, your eyes are your eyes. You need corrective lenses to look out to see the world 2020. There's no way you could see 2020 just because you have another personality. The
Right.
problem is, it's the other spirit looking through. So you're not looking through your physical eye. You're looking through the spirit's eyes that's in your body at that moment in time.
That makes plenty of sense, though. That makes plenty of sense. And if I'm not mistaken, I think was that me and you? I think it was me, Drina. I think it was Miss CG. I think I don't remember, but I think we talked about that before about when the doctors want to say is this and that when it's all the time it could be a spirit that took over possession or whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes plenty of sense though.
It happens. I mean, it's strange, but it happens. It's just weird. Life. There's things called monitoring spirits also that attach to you and make your life miserable temporarily, a season. You know that you feel like you just can't get out of it, but eventually you will get out of the season.
Yeah,
So
I think that's what I've been going through.
well,
Every
I'm
turn
gonna
I
I'm,
see was a dead end.
I'm gonna give you a little word of advice on the monitoring spirits. They're Satan's little, not demons. They're like his little evil gargoyles. They're nasty. They just hear everything and report back. Like the one sitting next to me, she says, "You need to keep your mouth shut. Don't tell everyone what your plans are because you don't know what's the monitoring spirit in the person that you're telling your plans to.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
It
agree.
could be a family member, a best friend, a cousin, and that monitoring spirit, not that your cousin is a bad person, but he doesn't know that he's carrying a monitoring spirit.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
And that monitoring spirit goes back and reports to the other guys going, hey, don't let that happen. You know? How do you know? Because I was in his cousin's body as the monitoring spirit, and he confessed to me his desires and his wants and his needs.
Yeah,
So the one sitting next to me, she'll tell you, she always tells me, keep your mouth shut. You know? You
Yeah.
don't need to tell no one anything
I
Right.
because
agree.
you don't know what's the spirit listening to. you
Right.
know in the
Yeah.
flesh it's someone we like and trust and care about, and it's a monitoring spirit, and nothing works out right. you know she's sitting right there next to me, no lie, right, babe? I was pulling 16,000 a month. She was, listen, go to my Facebook, miami limo group Miami Limo Group LLC on Facebook.
Mhm.
Go to my Facebook, the proof is there. Okay, I'm in the season, Mike. Mike, I have DOT licenses, hack licenses. I have everything. I'm in a season that I can't get out of right now.
Hmm.
And the only thing I could do is be still for now and stay calm because finances hit rock bottom. And it's not of my doing, it's not of my will. It's not like I created it. The phones ain't ringing. Jobs are coming. Jobs. I got the Taylor Swift concert coming up right now. You know, in October 18th. You know, I got a client for that. But everything just became still. And I don't want nobody praying for me because not all hands should be praying for you.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she'll tell you, big money, big money. I mean, big money. And everything stopped. I'm in a dry well. I'm a well with a drop of water only in it. Yes, I have faith. I have faith. I trust in the Lord Jesus Christ. I believe in God. The kingdom is in me. Like Jesus says, don't call me Lord unless you're not going to do what I ask. And what is the first thing I need to do? You need to find the kingdom within oneself, one, and two, be truthful to yourself.
Mhm.
So I know scripture. So right now I have to be still. I can't let the mind wander because then the adversary comes in and then it becomes you're worthless, you're crap. Look at your life right now, and I cannot get to that level. I can't.
I don't mean to cut you off, but it's so crazy that you just told this story because that's pretty much what's been going on with me.
Where Mike's been.
And far as the finances and trying to get our business up and running, I was just in Ohio last week. Took a load up there, got up there, couldn't find nothing. I end up in pain. Truck, I'm in my van, went to acting up. Had to make it home on a wing in a prayer, and luckily we made it to Florida. Um, and everything just been crumbling pretty much. So today we did something that I hope don't come back and bite us in the butt. We took bill money to go out to make a down payment on a new van. Well, not a new van, a 2016 van. And I'm praying that this don't come and bite us in the butt by me jumping the gun. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Uh, should I have talked her into doing what we did? But I felt this is what I needed to do. You know what I mean? Because it's in like every corner that I turned, everything I tried, never giving up. Getting down. You know what I'm saying? But never giving up. And it just seemed like things just slapped me in the face. And for you to say what you're going through, okay, I can look and say, you know what? It's the industry. You know what I'm saying? But to know that you're pretty much going through the same thing I'm going through. You know what I mean? And I can say I can sit and wait, but it's too hard for me to sit and wait because I'm too used of working. You know what I'm saying? I'm too used to going out there getting it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
Mike.
I just hope what we did today don't come bite us in the butt. But go ahead.
No. It won't bite you in the butt. It won't bite you in the butt because I'm going to tell you right now. I'm an open book. If I have to, I'm an open book. I went from $16,000 a month religiously, right, babe? For 3 years, 3 years straight, right? 12,000 a month. Right now, Mike, you're looking at a man that's making $1,300 a month. Go to my Facebook. Go to my Facebook, Miami Limo Group LLC. I'm making 13. I had to make a decision, just like you, the other day. And I took a job. It paid really good. It was a 5-hour job, paid really good. I took that job because I needed money like super fast, super quick, but I committed to another job, right? I let the other job go because this paid 5 times more. But I felt guilty for the other job. And Gladys knows, I felt in my heart was heavy. Like I felt like I lied to the other person, like I let the other person down. But in my heart's a heart, I knew it had to be done to take this big money job with a big client, and that pulled me out of the hole.
Right.
And at the end, I was worrying that the other job was not going to work out, and it stood there. Thank God. You know, sometimes in life, we have to do what we need to do to survive.
Mhm.
The worst thing to do is have faith, because if you just sit there with faith, you're not thinking of what you need to do. You're just waiting.
Right.
Faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's not going to bite you in the butt. What you need to do is, reach out to your contacts, see what bones they could, what we call in the business, bones they could throw at you. Throw me this, throw me that. Usually, you know, your rent, you could go 10 days over, but you will be blessed. I'm going through a season, Mike. You're talking to a guy that just told you from that amount of money to $1,300 a month. Do you think I feel good saying that? No. Maybe it's God telling me you need to be humble. Maybe God's preparing me for something else. Now, when you go up to bat again and you do it right and you do it the right way, this is what you need to do.
Right.
You need to
Right.
have a nest egg. You need to prepare for the future. You're getting older. I don't know. I'm not there yet, but I
Right.
know I'm in a season. And I
Hmm.
just want this season to stop. Sometimes, I got bad thoughts coming in that I cannot afford to come in. Like, like look at you, look at you, look at you, look at you. It feels like there's a spiritual thing out there in my mind, because the devil attacks through your mind.
Right. Right.
He attacks. I'm sorry, nobody can say he doesn't. He attacks through your mind. You know, and we can't let that go in us. We can't. You know. So every night I go in within myself and I just be still and I just pray within myself and see what happens. You know. So you're not the only one out there, Mike.
Oh yeah, I know. And I talked to Miss CG a lot. We text back and forth a lot, and she gave me a lot of input. And she just told me that think positive, and that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And what I went through, I took that negative and changed it to a positive. You know what I'm saying? Because once I got out there, and I started going through the situations I was going through, and I realized, this is what I got to do. And I got to get a better running vehicle. You know what I'm saying? I got to get a bigger vehicle. You know what I'm saying? So it was all a learning experience. So I took that negative and changed it to a positive. And for Deb, it's a transportation, delivering off different load boards and stuff.
Transportation, but we also have a actual expediting business.
Yeah, it's expediting. That's what it is.
For small packages. Someone has a package. Yeah, they need delivered from city to city or state to state. We can take that package for them.
Yeah, we got.
And we actually have a website.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We have a courier service as well, but it just nothing's going right as far as that goes. That's why I wanted to jump on the road and jump on the load boards. And now we have a 2016 Ram Pro Master that we got today, actually a couple of hours ago, to be honest with you.
Wow.
We sacrificed to get it, but hopefully it turns out for the best.
And
it will. It will. As long as you're as long as you're taking action to resolve whatever situation, whether it's yours or mine, that's making progress. Sitting back and going, I don't know what to do. Let me pray on it. Let me have faith. As small as a mustard seed, and the mountain should be moved. That ain't gonna work. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's not
God's
gonna work.
not just gonna come hand it to you and be like, "Here you go, child." You
That
definitely.
ain't gonna work. It has to have works. It has to have works behind it.
Everything has a season. Everyone goes through a season. Everything. So, I try to stay positive for him, and everybody else gives him positive feedback and tries to help him stay on more of a positive outlook of things. So I just,
but you're absolutely right, because Glad is here next to me. She'll tell you. Some mornings I'm a basket case. Like I'm like really depressed.
Yeah.
I'm like really depressed. I'm like my mind's all over the place.
Yeah, that's how he gets. So
So
I try to be his, his positive support system.
You know, we always got to stay armored up. We always got to stay armored up
Yeah.
because, you know, and it always happens when someone gets closer to scripture or someone gets closer to the spiritual realm.
Hmm.
There's always this pattern between those two things. Everybody that goes through a season, it's either because they're getting too close to the spiritual realm that they're fighting back in the natural, or they're getting too deep into the word and the spiritual realm is fighting back in the natural. Because remember, Satan works in the spiritual realm, God works in the spiritual realm, guardian angels work in the natural realm, demons work in the natural realm. You know?
Right.
So okay, next caller.
No. I go get it.
Go ahead.
She's gonna continue. I gotta go pick up my brother from Walmart real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's
That's why we kept looking at the time. It had nothing to do with you. We supposed to pick him up at 2 o'clock. Yeah. I'm gonna go run and go pick him up.
Does anybody have any questions for Mario?
Look.
Filling in for Mike.
Mario.
I'll be right back in a minute. I'll be right back. Stay on.
He'll be back in about
Okay.
15, 20 minutes, I think it takes. I don't know
Mario's filling in for Mike. Good evening, America.
Yeah,
This is
that's
Good
right.
Evening, America.
Yeah, that's right. Fill in for me.
the new
co-host.
New co-host Mario.
Does anybody have any questions?
So you said you were talking about earlier about do you believe in familiar spirits?
No, monitoring spirits.
You're right. You were speaking on monitoring, but how do you feel about do you believe in familiar spirits? A familiar spirit?
Give me a little bit more.
Like an example, someone says, "Oh," with the child, especially because we had that debate with some of the viewers on one of the shorts that I had posted about the little girl saying she's seen her grandfather. She was like, "That man comes and sees me every night, and it's the man on the wall," which was a picture of her grandfather.
No. When that happens, we need to test the spirit. We need to test the spirit because not all spirits are our family members. Not there's see I'm always vigilant of the adversary. He's very tricky. He could come as the Virgin Mary, you know. He could come as Jesus himself, the image. He could come as your granddad. He could come as your mom. You know, he could take any shape, form he wants. You know, so it's very important for us to test all the spirits. Like if my mother, she's deceased, if she would pop up, and she'll say, "Hey, my son, it's me, your mom. I'm here." I'm like, "Well, if you're my mom, what's your rice and bean recipe?" I'm gonna test that spirit.
You're gonna test it, right?
You need to test that spirit. No, don't trust it. The Virgin Mary, like the Catholics, could appear right in front of me. I'm gonna test that spirit. Because that's how people get bamboozled by the spirits.
Yeah, I agree.
Some spirits mimics.
Or they can appear as anyone.
Oh yeah, definitely, David. That's so true. David,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. They could appear as anything. They could even take forms of animals. Of animals. They could take forms of anything.
That's creepy. I've never experienced that myself yet with the animals, but we have captured a voice that came through that was Mike's voice. It mimicked Mike's voice.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty creepy.
That's
and I feel like also the lady that came through at the Anclote Cemetery, I felt like it sounded like my voice. And I was telling Mike when I kept replaying it, I'm like, I know it's not me because I'm across the field. But the female's voice is coming through on his phone. or his camera while he was recording. But I'm just like, but why does the voice sound like my voice? So I do feel like spirits do mimic. I've never
Yeah.
physically seen them like look like someone, but the voice I have heard.
Well, there's people that experience that, spirits that they recognize. I just, I would say tread lightly. I would say tread lightly. My grandmother was very spiritual, Um, she was from Trinidad, born in Cuba, but she was from Trini.
Okay.
And I remember when I was young, um, I would say, "Ho!" I said, "Wow, somebody just called my name." Grandma, did you hear that? She will grab me by my arm and she said to me, never respond back.
Right.
Turn around, look at your surroundings. If you don't see no one, you don't
Don't
respond back.
do
And
it
I was
now.
like, why? She's like, because those are spirits calling you for you to respond for them to feel alive.
Mm,
I was like, okay, that's interesting. You know, you know, she was
that's
very
interesting.
spiritual, So it is what it is. So I always took things like that with me, you know?
Right.
Like
Right.
like when I was 13 years old in New Jersey, this Pentecostal family came over. It was like late in the evening, and they asked my grandmother for help. And I'm in the living room listening to what's going on. And my grandmother said, okay, I'll be there in about 10 minutes. So my grandmother said, listen, I need you to walk me to this house, like 5 blocks away. So
Mm-hmm.
I went walking, and there was this young girl in the bed about 13, 14, my age, and she was laying in the bed and she didn't look too good. So I was like, what's going on here? Well, why am I here with my grandmother? She went into her change purse in her, what, how old ladies got
Right.
change purses here?
Right.
And she took out $2 and she said, do me a favor. I said, what? She goes, go to the bodega. The bodega is like a Spanish grocery store in the
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And get me as much sugar cane, raw sugar cane, as you can, as much as you can for $2. So I went, came back with a paper bag filled with sugar cane, like raw sugar cane.
Right.
And she said to me, go to the kitchen and ask those people to give you 4 glasses of water. So I was like, 4 glasses of water. So I said, hey, my grandmother says, in Spanish, she wants 4 glasses of water, clear. They can't have no print on them. So they gave her the 4 glasses. She put one on each corner of the bed, underneath the bed, and she told me go home. I was like, but how you gonna get home? She goes, don't worry, you just go home. I was like, okay. So I went home the next morning because it was about 11 o'clock at night. The next morning I go and get her. I walk in the room. There was sugar cane chewed up and spit out of her mouth all over the floor.
Mm.
So I looked at her. She was in a rocking chair. I looked at her. I was like, you ate and spit all that sugar cane on the floor? She goes, yeah. I go, what are you doing? What's going on? She's like, this little girl's possessed. I was like, what? Yes, she's possessed. I was like, oh, okay. And she told me the 4 glasses of water is to collect the spirits on each corner of the bed. And I looked at it, I was like, okay. And what was the sugar cane for? She goes, because I needed to chew on raw sugar because it's a natural sugar and it's raw and it kept me up all night praying.
Oh wow.
I was like, whoa, that's some deep island stuff right there.
Yeah, it is.
I was like, that is some deep island stuff, you know? So, these are things that, I've learned, when I was a child,
Mm-hmm.
so, I never forget because I witnessed it. And that woman put a lot of things like the sleepwalking. It's a state of possession. Like multiple personalities. If you've been a righty all your life, there's no way you can learn in 30 seconds how to write perfect with your left hand.
Right.
There's no way. there's no way you could change your eyesight in 30 seconds from double stigmatism to perfect 2020.
No, I agree.
So if you're not looking through your human eyes, you're looking through the spirit's eyes that's in you.
Yeah.
So there's the spiritual realm is a very powerful place.
Yep.
You know, like the devil is the prince of darkness and he's the prince of the air. But nobody knows who Jesus was before he came down from heaven.
Right.
So Jesus went from now, Jesus is the Son of God. But before he got that promotion, he was something else.
Hmm.
And a lot of people don't know because they don't dig deep enough. The same way Lucifer had another position in heaven. His power was the prince of the air. That was Lucifer's power, the prince of the air. Jesus, before he became the Son of God, he was an angel and he was the Lord of the water. That's why when he healed the blind man, there was a pool. He didn't use the water in the pool to heal him. He picked up the dirt, spit his natural water from his body onto his eyes, and cured him with his saliva, the powerful water. When they were fishing, he said to the disciples, "Cast to the right." And they caught the net filled with fish because he controlled the water. When the storm was out on the sea, he said, "Be still." He controlled the ocean. He walked on water.
Mm-hmm.
He turned water into wine.
Yeah.
When they pierced his rib cage, water came out.
Hmm.
When he took his final breath, a horrendous rainstorm came down, rain, because he was the Lord of the water. That was his superpower. That's why he did everything with water. The same way the adversary does everything with the air.
Right. Thus he says salt and prayer will dispel a spirit. I've heard
Very
that.
true. She's very, no, that woman is spot on.
Yeah.
Dusty is spot on. Let me tell you something. She is spot on. Salt is very powerful.
Mhm.
You put a line of salt in front of your door frame. You even, oh, as a matter of fact, Mike's out of the house. Put some salt in the shoes that he's gonna wear tomorrow, and don't even tell him.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, salt is powerful.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's like a bulletproof vest.
I heard. I'm sorry, that's my dogs. I heard if you well, this was from a, a doctor that we took Mike's brother to because we felt we felt he had a darkness on him, and he told us we were told multiple different things, but someone had said to take a lemon. You take a lemon, you cut it not all the way through, but like cut it in fours and put salt on the plate. Put that plate under his bed or where he sleeps at. And if by morning the lemon turns black, then that means there's darkness around him or something like that.
Like for example, if tonight you go to bed, which you will go to bed, and
Yeah.
you get a clear glass of water with no patterns on it, just a clear glass. Don't fill
Right.
it up to the top. Fill it up almost to the brim, and
Hmm.
and sit it on a corner up high in your bedroom.
Hmm.
If you wake up in the morning and that glass is filled with air bubbles, this I learned from my grandmother. If the glass is filled with air bubbles, that means it's a conductor. It picked up spiritual stuff in the bedroom. You take that glass, don't flush it down the toilet, don't pour it down your sink, throw it out your back door. Like just the water, not the glass, the water,
Right. Right.
because my grandmother, when she did the four glasses underneath the bed, they all had bubbles in them, like air bubbles. And she was like, "Be very careful. Don't spill nothing. We have to take that outside." And I was like, "Why?" She goes, "Because those air bubbles, water is the conductor of energy. It absorbs anything negative that's in the room or around your surroundings.
Mm,
So, yeah, water. And the salt is the bomb."
that's crazy. I'm gonna figure out what shoes is gonna wear tomorrow and put some salt in.
Yeah, some regular salt, you know. Some regular
Right.
salt is fine, you know. Just, you know, salt is excellent. That is an excellent protection, especially on your door frame, you
Hmm.
know. It's like a barrier.
The
Very
I had posted the other day. Me and Mike sat and watched the movie The Deliverance. I don't know if you guys saw the short.
deliverance.
There's a new movie on Netflix. I think it's called The Deliverance.
Oh,
And
the guy in jail?
huh?
The guy that's in jail, deliverance?
No, it's because we were surprised too. It's about a possession, and um, but before when the movie first started, it said it was the movie came from like some true incidents. It was inspired by a true story, by true incidents. So we're watching the movie and we're trying to figure out like who did this happen to? Of course, it was exaggerated, and
Yeah.
it was a decent movie. But it was actually the Demon House. Are you familiar with the Demon House?
Mm.
Zach Bagans did a documentary on it a few years back. It was in Gary, Indiana, and it had like hundreds. He said it had hundreds of demons in it. This family moved in. It was a mom, her mother, and her three kids moved into this house because it was inexpensive at the time, and things started happening around the house. She said there was like stuff dripping down the blinds. Um, People would come to the house, and if they would leave, they would be attacked. Like they would get physically hurt, or their car would get in a car accident. They would be in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and her kids really started getting affected. Her son, he started speaking in was it Latin or something? He started speaking different languages and stuff, like standing in corners and just acting weird to the point that she had to take him to the hospital. I guess he had to go to the emergency room and said that he actually physically walked up the wall. They said
Wow.
there were 5 people in the room that witnessed that happen, including I think it was 1 or 2 policemen that actually witnessed it happen. But yeah, it was a pretty powerful movie. I said that if you have any type of if you don't believe spirits are real, first off, you should definitely
No,
watch
no,
it.
they're real because here that's funny you just said that because there's witnesses today still alive, many
Right.
witnesses still alive,
Yeah.
close to my family. Um, my grandmother, she's from Trini, but her family, her mom and dad are Trinidad, but she was born in Cuba. And people will come up to me and say, "Hey," because they knew who my grandmother was, apparently, and they would
Mhm.
tell me stories. They were like, "One time, your grandmother in Cuba flew, not flew, I'm sorry, elevated off the ground like a few inches and went across the whole living room, and her back got slammed against the wall."
Oh wow.
Now, these witnesses are still alive, are still alive, and they were like, "Your grandmother in the spiritual realm." Gladys, you spoke to Lewis, remember? Gladys spoke to one of them, and he told her a story about my grandmother. And Gladys was like, "Well, why didn't you ever tell me this about you and your family?" You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Why didn't you?" I was like, "Well, I don't really go around talking about it." And and Gladys is listening to Lewis's whole entire conversation, because she wasn't into witchcraft, because my grandmother always said you don't profit off of somebody else's misery. If you have the gift and somebody comes to you for help, you help them.
You know, right.
You never profit off of nobody, you
Hmm.
know? And That was rule number one. You never profit off of anybody. And yeah, she elevated across the room, and there's still witnesses alive
That saw that.
that saw that. And I'm like, are you? Well, I grew up with my grandmother. She lived in the house, and I believe it because of what I've seen. You know,
Hmm.
I've seen. And she would tell me like real deep, crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, don't trust, don't trust what you have to see the spirit that's in the person, not just the person. She told me about shadow figures. She told me about the spiritual realm, sleepwalking, multiple personalities. It was like I was just absorbing everything.
Right.
And there's people that are fakes, but this person, my grandmother, was a very genuine person. She
Mhm.
never dollar off anybody. Whatever she said exactly happened. You know,
Wow.
you know. So one time I was gonna go camping, and she stopped me. She goes, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going camping for the weekend." She's like, "Oh, okay." Next thing you know, she comes upstairs with a big pot, like a cast iron pot, filled with grass from the backyard, and she starts smacking me in the head, my shoulders, my back, everywhere. And I'm like, "What are you doing? I'm not gonna take a bath for like 3 days. I just took a bath." She's like, "No, you need this." I was like, "Okay, Grandma." So she started lifting up my arm underneath my armpits and everything. We went camping. The place was in South Jersey. It was called. The name's gonna come to me. It's at the tip of my tongue. Come to me before we're done. It should come. So we went camping. We got this boat. We're going across this river. It wasn't that wide, but we
Hmm.
didn't plug in the back of an aluminum boat like that. It won't sink. Well, the boat sunk. But
Oh wow.
nobody told the city boy that there's an undercurrent in fresh water. So the current pulled me down, and I had my Timberland boots, and my feet went into the mud underneath the water, and my boots got stuck in that mud. And when I popped up, that I fought myself to get out of that mud, I only came up with one boot. The weekend was over. We went back to the city, and my grandma was like, "What happened? And why do you only have one shoe?" I said, "Because I almost died this afternoon." She's like, "I saw it coming."
Wow.
I even told her I was underneath the water. I lost one of my boots. She was like, "I saw it coming."
And
This
that's why
thing
she
became,
did.
yeah.
That
She
was
started
like a
cutting up,
protection for you.
yeah, like a cleansing, like a spiritual cleansing, grass and water. She never went to none of those botanicas, none of those witchcraft stores. She
Hmm.
took me to the backyard one day and she said, "You see everything on this earth, from that rock, that branch, that twig, that leaf, that dirt, that's all you need. You don't need nothing else." And I was like, "Okay, so that's how you do your thing." That's why we go back to the raw sugar cane, because
Because
everything has to be used in the
part of
natural.
the natural earth.
Yep, everything has to go back to the natural. And salt is very powerful. Like Dusty said, salt is like the bomb.
That makes sense. Dusty did say something else though. I've never heard of this before. I got to go back to it. She had said, always keep your toilet lid down as well. They will come through, old Johnny. Also cover all mirrors. It's a portal. I've
That's a
never heard
fact.
about the toilet bowl thing before, but I
That's
have
that
heard
that's a
mirrors.
fact. That's
Yeah.
a that's a fact. The mirrors, especially Jewish people,
Hmm.
which the word Jewish doesn't exist. They came after the Greeks wrote it. They were always Israelites. Strictly believe in covering mirrors when someone becomes deceased, because they're afraid that the reflection of that loved one might appear. So they
Right.
cover all mirrors. And the toilet is very true. And the toilet is very true. And then, people say, well, why don't you, use, what your grandmother has helped you with, to uplift you in your season. Well, you can't be double minded. You can't walk in scripture and walk in the other realm. You just can't,
Mm,
you know,
right.
you know. So I'm staying with scripture. I already saw that side. Yeah, and I saw the good in that side, but I also have seen the evil that lives in that side.
Right.
And a lot of those spirits you don't want to mess with. Any questions for Mario replacing Mike? Just for the temporary season right now.
Any questions for Mario? For Mario.
Any questions? Is anybody still on? Is anybody watching us?
Yeah, they're still here. I've also heard like somebody told me if I've never like if I have a deceased loved one, I like to have a picture of them around. I've heard people say you're not supposed to have a picture of your deceased one still up after they pass. But I'm just
I
like,
really.
I think that's like more of a superstition or like maybe a myth.
I don't have one of my mother around because I don't know. I just don't. I just let the rest, let the dead rest. You know,
Right. Right.
just let them rest. They're living in your mind. They're living in your memories. Ain't no need to put the nail in the coffin. You know,
Right. Right.
everyone wants to get to heaven, but nobody wants to be first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to get to heaven, but nobody wants to be first. So, nah, I don't. Nah, I do funeral jobs. That let me tell you, it's a whole production. You know,
Yeah.
they got cameramen, they got photographers. Service goes on for 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, that's
You
about the
know,
money.
yeah, it's about the money. So it's a big thing. Okay, we have a question here. When I was trying to the name of entity came to me. His name was what was his name was Seven. Wow,
So the demon's name was Seven. I've heard of a demon named Seven.
wow, wow.
It's so
Seven.
interesting to hear everybody's outlook because everybody has something different to say when it comes to the spiritual world. You
There's
know,
there.
there's
Hmm.
some paranormal. There's some people
Oh,
out
that's Dusty. I have a
there.
big photo of my
Her
past.
son that passed
Yeah,
everywhere.
but remember last week before Dusty came on, I spoke about suicide, and then she at the end was talking about season that her son was in
Hmm.
of suicide, you know, and nobody knows what's in the mind of the person, only the person, that's going through it.
Yeah, that's very true.
People would tell you, shake it off, don't think about it, don't worry, tomorrow's a nicer day. No, bullshit. It ain't gonna work. That ain't
Yeah,
gonna
not
happen.
not for that person that's struggling.
Yeah.
It's good.
Whether they're gone, people say that was a cowardly act. No, it wasn't. Suicide is a very brave act because to take your own life, do you know what kind of state of mind you need to be in? That state of mind is no longer human reasoning. You have to be controlled by some other force to have you do such a thing. And that person chose that decision because of pain. Keyword pain and torment. It's like living in hell
Oh, yeah.
in
Yeah.
the flesh, and you're fighting every day. I'm telling you, this whole spiritual thing is just as alive as we are. But here, the other day I was thinking, blood and flesh does not enter heaven, neither does the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
only the spirit.
Right.
But why do we see apparitions with clothes?
That's a good question.
Think about that.
Yeah,
If
that's
blood and flesh can't go up to heaven, how does Versace go up there too? Because the person comes back. I've never seen a naked apparition. They're
yeah.
always wearing clothes and shoes.
Oh, they always have on clothes, and it's
No,
usually
but
the clothes of their time.
yeah, but that's what's the word for that? That it's like a rewind. It's like a cassette tape.
Imprint, like a.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm,
When you see them with clothes, it's an imprint.
mm-hmm.
Exactly. Oh, we have a question. Oh no, that was already.
No. Um.
Hey, I'm on TV. I'm a YouTube sensation. We're gonna
yeah,
get
they
a
like.
1,000 views.
Universe said your name reminds her of the video game Mario Brothers.
Oh, I even got a T-shirt that says that.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I got a T-shirt that says that.
it's so funny because you have the Jersey, the New York Jersey accent, but
I know.
every now and then that Cuban side will come out in you. But
Oh, that's the Hialeah side in Miami.
oh, is that
And
what that is?
yeah, and then the other one is 30 years in New Jersey. Now here we
Uh,
go. We got wait. I was in special education. I got to read slow because some humans have left. Oh yeah, that is so true. And yep, that's
oh,
1,000%. It's a loop they're in. It's
yeah,
kind of like a rewound tape.
yeah.
You know
So they keep
that.
doing it over and
Yeah,
over.
like you'll see the same
The
spirit walking down the same hallway. But you know what? I'm in scripture, so I can't dabble in the other side. I was raised around it. I saw the power of the good, but I saw the power of the evil trying to infiltrate the good. So I can't be double minded. So let's keep away from that. But then, I'm a born again Christian, but then born again Christians, they figure, accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Uh, and that's it. We're gonna cast out these demons. Boom. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty damn fast. You did it that quick. Yeah, by the power of the Holy Spirit, I cast that demon out. But then again, I got a 82-year-old lady with raw sugar cane for 7 hours trying to cast out a demon. You know what I'm saying? And then you got priests, which I have to give the Roman Catholic Church their credit where credit is due. They
Mm,
got that exorcism stuff down packed.
right.
They got it so down packed that they got a special group of priests, especially the Dominican order of the priesthood. Those
Mm,
guys, the Benedictines, those guys are trained just to fight evil. They have records, recordings. They've taken in parapsychologists. They've confirmed that it is a state of possession, and they do it by the book. And sometimes it's nights, sometimes it's many hours. But let me tell you something. I mean, like the Christian church, it's like expediting, like a McDonald's drive-through. You can't get rid of a demon in 2 minutes unless it's
shake it
Jesus.
off. They say shake it off. It's gone.
Shake it off, stomp your feet, and that's it. It
Yeah.
ain't gonna happen for Jesus himself. You know,
No,
but
it won't be that fast.
no, they fall on the floor. It went away. No, it didn't. So I give credit to the Catholic Church when it comes to exorcism. They're very powerful. They're by the book, and it takes hours to get rid of one of those things.
Hmm.
Okay, we got my Latino Catholic priest did not want to help me when oh yeah, he wouldn't help you because I'll tell you why. Uh, there's only 200, a little bit over 200 priests in the United States of America that are only certified for exorcisms.
Mm,
And most of them come from the Benedictine order out of Georgia, the monastery, which is a beautiful place. The Benedictines, the only thing they do is pray against the adversary. They're trained in the spiritual realm. And then the second group are called the Dominican Order of the Priesthood. They're up towards Massachusetts. Their monastery. They're the only two that could handle demonic state of possession cases in the United States of America. So I know one of them from the Dominican Order personally. So there's only 200, a little bit over 200 in the United States. A lot of priests won't go and dab with that. They lose. They lose the fight. Next question. He heard the
He
growl.
heard the
Who
growl.
who who heard the growl?
Her pastor, her priest, her Latin priest heard a growl. So maybe
Yeah,
it
but
intimidated.
see, you got to be careful with priests because they come from different orders. You got the Jesuits, which they're the ones that are like the Roman Catholic Church hitmen. They're the ones that killed a lot of Protestants in England when the King James Bible was written. You have the Franciscans, so you have to be very careful. There's different denominations in the Catholic Church within their own priesthood.
She won't
Well, I
fight.
wonder. Yeah, you won the fight because heaven is within you. Remember, Jesus said, I am the light and the truth. The light means he was electricity, he was energy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. Sometimes you have to win your own battles because God is not there all the time. That's the problem with Christians. They think that God's there all the time. No, sometimes he takes a sideline and says, okay, big boy, it's time for you to fight back. Show me what you got. Show me how much you could take. And then if you're going to lose, he's going to jump in and pull you out of the fight and he's going to fight for you. But he wants to see what you could do for yourself. It's like, you grow up in Jersey, you get beat up, you went home to tell your father you just got beat up. You know what's going to happen? Your father's going to beat you up, you
Right.
know, because
Yeah.
you lost a fight. So your father would say, what? You lost a fight? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to go back into the fight. And he will walk you 5 blocks for you to get
Yep.
into the fight again.
Get back out there.
Get back up there.
Yep.
Don't look at me with another ass whooping. Sometimes we need to fight our own battles.
Yeah, that's
You
that's
know,
true.
my house shook and the Bible opened. Oh, Leviticus. That's a good book. That's a good book. Always keep a Bible around. Always keep some blessed salt, holy oil, and holy water.
I'm gonna try
Always,
that water
always.
thing tonight just to see. I want to see what happens.
But don't say anything to him. And
No
any viewers out there, do not text, call Mike saying there's salt in your shoes. This is a spiritual experiment through this
experiment.
paranormal channel.
Right.
Brought to you by, I can't say who, because we're going to get probably like taken off. Okay.
Yeah.
Time to go feed the critters. Have a great night all. Hey, Deb, how you doing?
Have a good night, Deb. Deb lives on a farm, so she has to feed her animals.
Animals are good. Night, Deb.
Good night, Deb. But yeah, I'm trying to wait till Mike comes back.
Oh, Mike, you better come back because Mary's running out of things to say. Pretty soon he's going to be thinking. Okay, I always told you to put salt in. Oh,
In
yeah,
our
but don't.
pockets. Yeah.
But get a little pouch and put the salt in because I've tried that and it just makes a big mess in your pocket. It's better
Right.
off putting it in a little Ziploc bag, but then again, it might look like something else if you get pulled over.
But do you pray
You know.
over it? Do you pray over it?
No,
Like,
no, no. It's just it protects you. Even priests use it during exorcisms. They use salt. They sprinkle it around the bed. It's like a shield from negativity coming to you. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. What do you think, babe? Oh, you're a woman of many words.
she's just the quiet one. She's sitting over there. She's
It,
observing.
Listen, if there was ever a crime committed, she would be the best witness because
Yeah,
she doesn't speak. She sees everything. Me and you could be partying in a club and something big could break out and shit hit the fan.
right.
Don't ask me. Don't ask you. Don't ask Mike. We were too busy having a great time.
You have
Ask
all the
Mattis.
details.
She was just sitting there absorbing everything. She'll give you full detail of what everybody was doing.
Right. She'll have all the details.
You
Sheena,
know,
what's going on? We got Sheena in the building. She said, "What's up, everybody? Just got here."
hey, how
Um,
you doing? There's no late fee.
yeah. If we do have anybody else that wants to come on and share their ghost experience or have a story of anything that happened, yeah, Mario would love to have you come on up,
Yes, please come on up.
come
I'm
on
pretty
up and
sure
share.
everybody has somebody has something to say. Oh, we got somebody there coming in.
I don't
Oh
know.
no.
This is
Oh
just the
boy.
link, though. You click on that link, it'll pretty self-explanatory.
I'm pretty sure people have experiences. I'm pretty sure people have seen something.
Yeah, but I think we get quite a few skeptics as well. So
No, you can't be skeptic because being a skeptic, you're still becoming a double-minded person. You know, in life, we cannot be double-minded. We have to be single-minded. You know, because God didn't create us to be double-minded. You know.
I can say I'm guilty sometimes.
Yeah, but that's by nature. That's by free will. Oh, wait
Yeah,
up. I'm listening to the other can. What?
that's just letting other people have the floor.
Dusty,
So
why don't you come in and tell us a story? Tell us something.
she's gonna sit back and let some other people take the floor.
Well, I don't think nobody wants to come on.
It's okay. We don't have to. We can always call it a night. We can call it a night because I do have to go to work in the morning.
Yeah, well, Mike's just doing guest appearances now. You know what I'm saying? He's like Cher. He's like Cher. He comes in, goes out. He's doing a wardrobe change. Comes in, goes out. Mike's the new Cher. You know?
Right? He'll come in for a little bit and then he's gone.
Hey, Eric, how you doing? Shit, you
Yeah,
have way too many stories. Well, I'm
Dusty
running
has
out of stories.
she has a lot of stories. But yeah, thank you, Mario, for being my
Alrighty,
co-host tonight. I appreciate you.
anytime. And for the record, I have a full head of hair.
He does. We didn't have a hat on last week. So
No, I told Gladys I'm gonna probably be on national television tonight. I have to actually have a hat on. I'm gonna be a YouTube sensationist.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, we always have a good time here on Monday night.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We
So
always have a great time. So get your next caller. I'm gonna start reading these comments. I could imagine what people are saying about me. All
have a good
right.
night, Mario.
Love you guys. Be good.
Bless you. Have a good night. All right, guys. Yeah, that was fun. So, but I am going to go to bed because it's getting late and I need to wind down for the night, go take a shower and all that fun stuff. And I appreciate you guys. I'm going to have a video out for y'all this coming Wednesday, as always. And yeah, hopefully we'll have some more new exciting adventures coming up for y'all. Maybe we'll go live. Maybe. I don't know. We have to see what's coming up. But y'all be blessed. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for joining the live. We love you guys. Bye.